Kid Cudi, a man who been in the game for pretty much 20 years, done been in so much controversy, or in other words, turned a lot of his own fans against him. But how? For everything to make sense, we gotta go back. So Cudi, originally from Cleveland, Ohio. He grew up surrounded with family, had a lot of siblings, but before he could really live his life, his pops ended up passing away when he was only 11, and this probably affected him bad because all throughout his life, he would get into a lot of trouble in school. Because time come for him to get into high school, he ended up getting expelled because he threatened the principal. He was on bad time. He was like, look, keep talking to me like that, I'm about to put the beats on you. But this brings us back to about 2003. This was when he first started rapping for real. And so as the years went on, he was going up, meeting people, building connections, all that. But one of these connections he built would be real important because it would be the start of a long friendship that would come with his own problems. Back in 2006, he ended up meeting Kanye West, and Cudi actually went into detail about the time that they met. I was looking at CDs, saw the gleam of a Jesus piece in the right side of my eye, looked up, and it was Kanye. But around this time, Cudi wasn't really popping for real because he's still working a regular job. So he tried to put Kanye on, gave him some music, but not too long after this, Cudi life would change real fast. Later on around this time, like I said, Cudi was working at the vape store, and guess who he seen walk through that door? Kanye West again. But nothing really came of that situation. Just a year after this though, Cudi life would change for real. 2007. He would drop the song that would change his life day and night. And when he dropped this, all the blogs started posting about it. All the labels started to see it. Everybody was starting to have their eyes on Kid Cudi. And you can guess who seen Kanye West. He reached out to Cudi, and during that same year, Kanye ended up getting Cudi signed to Good Music. 2008 came around, Cudi dropped his first tape. And over these next few years, bro was going up. Was on the Transformer soundtrack, XXL Freshman, just building his career. But it ain't come without no problems. Fast forward to recent times, Kanye and Cudi still been friends. But a few years ago, they had a crazy fallout that would have a lot of people looking at Cudi crazy. So remember back a couple years ago, Kanye first broke up with Kim. Him and Pete Davidson got into it. Kanye was dropping disses on him. Pete was smashing this girl. It was rough. And so Kanye was feeling like his almost 20-year friend should be on his side during the whole beef. He was like, look, this man took my girl. I'm down bad. But Cudi was like, that don't got nothing to do with me. It was publicly cool with Pete. And you know how Kanye get. He got all in his feelings, start doing all that whining. And eventually it come time for Kanye to drop Donda 2, that botched crazy album that didn't drop on no streaming service and you had to pay $200 to listen to. But that album come out. Kanye took Cudi verse off. He was like, look, you hanging with the ops? Nigga, I don't mess with you. But this had Cudi feeling some type of way. Cudi said this, I've been on every one of that man's albums. He only been on 2 of mine. That should tell you something. And so one day, Cudi wake up and Kanye was on bad timing, trolling once again. And this had Cudi feeling some type of way. Do you know how it feels to wake up one day, look at your social media, and you trending because somebody talking down on you? You got this person troll sending you messages on Instagram and Twitter, all in your comments. It pissed me off. That he used his power to mess with me. That pissed me off. You mess with my mental health? Come on now, bro. Something I ain't mentioned over the years, Cudi has been battling mental health problems. It was times in his career where he come out publicly saying he tried to end himself and was in and out of rehab. It was bad, but he was still going though. I'm not one of your kids. I'm not Kim. It don't matter if I'm friends with Pete or not. None of that had anything to do with me. If you can't be a grown man and deal with the fact that you lost your woman, that's not my problem. You need to own up to this like every man in life has. I lost a woman too, and I had to own up to it. I don't need that in my life. I don't need it. And just remember that part about being a man about these situations. It's gonna be real funny that he said that later on in this video. So just, you know what I mean, keep that in the back of your mind. Right around this time though, he started to get crazy hate. And no matter what anybody think about the situation, I can see both sides. On one side, Cudi was feeling like he ain't had nothing to do with that, but on the other hand, Kanye was just wanting his friend to be with him. Even though they both 2 grown men, they shouldn't be doing all that. Like, it is what it is, it's life. But negative feelings toward Cudi would just keep coming in. Over the years, he had been building a strong fan base. I'm talking about his fans was obsessed with him. Everything he did, they was really just praising Cudi. But lately, the way he been treating him, got all of his core fans second guessing. So during 2022, Cudi got on Twitter mad at the fan because he was releasing one of his old mixtapes and decided to come up with a new cover. But a lot of people ain't like this new cover. They was like, bro, just use the old one. You didn't have to change that. We didn't ask for that. And so one supporter responded to the tweet showing off the new cover and said this: I'm sorry, cuz, but the OG cover too iconic. The man ain't say nothing disrespectful. He ain't say nothing out of pocket. He ain't say nothing crazy. He just said he liked the old cover better. And Cudi felt some type of way. I'm sorry, but that cover I never liked. And this is way better to see me at that time. Some of y'all be so stuck in the past and don't want to see any change. This photo is equally, if not more iconic. You bogus. Now look, why you talking to your fans like that? These people love your music. He ain't say nothing disrespectful. He ain't say nothing out of pocket. He gonna get on Twitter and call them names. But he ain't stop at that. A couple months later, he really proved to the world how he felt about his supporters. One day a Cudi fan was just feeling good and was glad Cudi made the music he did. And so he wanted to show love and tweeted a picture of the song he was listening to and at Cudi with this caption: I love that kid Cudi. Thank you for making this masterpiece. Cudi seen it and didn't respond how you think a regular artist would respond. He had to say this: you know, I released this officially, right? And so it was a little hostile, but it wasn't nothing crazy until another fan responded to this message. The original version on SoundCloud hit different, and for whatever reason this got Cudi in his feelings, because what he did the next day is crazy. He responded to that tweet and said he took the song down. Really sit here and think about it. All he said was he liked the other version better, and Cudi was so in his feelings about it, he took the whole song down off SoundCloud. But he kept whining though. He went on a whole rant. I have a whole lot of blessings happening in my life, and I won't let anything get me down because life's so great right now. Don't get it twisted either. This not a rant before headlines make it that way. Just being honest with everyone. I'll be happy when I stop making albums, so I don't gotta deal with this madness anymore. Anybody switching up and talking down on me about taking my song off SoundCloud, thank you for showing who you really is. It's one of the main reasons I don't want to do music no more. Some fans can be toxic and not cool sometimes in this app. He twisted some love on Twitter into all of that. These people love your music, and you gonna come at them all hostile like that? Like the first tweet, bro really just said, I love you, and you gonna respond with a little attitude like you a hoe. But after this, Cudi just kept saying I'ma quit music, then we'll come back and drop. Then he said I'ma quit again, then come back and drop an album, say I'ma quit, come back and do this. And so it was like the lies and how he was treating his fans was starting to catch up to him. But it ain't just fans he was disrespecting. He was coming at artists too. But before I can tell you that, make sure you hit that sub button. You this far in, you might as well. But earlier this year, Cudi was teasing the tape he was dropping, and him just wanting to get some hype, he started teasing the features. And one of these features was the vampire himself, Playboy Cardi. And so a fan tweeted Cudi asking if Cardi was gonna be on the tape. Cudi was in his feelings once again. Cardi won't clear. Wait, Solo Dolo Part 4. So yeah, it won't be on there, which is okay, because what I got on this album gonna make your faces melt. Like, I get that you mad Cardi ain't cleared the feature, but for you as a grown man to publicly get on Twitter talking down on him over that is crazy. And I'm not finna sit here and act like I know what they got going on in real life, but publicly, Cardi always showed love to Cudi. He ain't ever talked down on bro. And he was even showing love to bro in an interview a few years back. He had this to say: when I get around you, I realize why I love you so much. I even appreciate Kanye for introducing me and you, being able to talk to somebody who understands what I'm saying. I got that from his whole camp. I felt that energy from everybody he deal with. I didn't feel like a loner. The world I'm trying to build, he already got it going on. Ye on this vent stuff, Cudi on this vent stuff, y'all already on that. Me personally, I think Cudi just an emotional man who don't know how to control his emotions, and eventually, that's gonna hurt him. Yeah, he been in the game this long, but anything can be taken away from somebody. I do feel like his career might get cooked if he keep talking to his fans like that and these rappers like that for no reason. Like, I could see maybe if the fan was disrespecting him in a tweet, but that was really cool. Unlike the rapper from our other video who snapped and killed his barber in front of the man's grandma. And that video is on screen right now.